My top three artists would probably be a tie between Kanye West and Pharrell, because of their multiplicity, as producers and artists, and making it cool to be yourself within hip hop instead of having to be like street or um, and I think they've influenced a lot across fashion and all that. See, my head's thinking different genres and stuff. I mean, I appreciate Michael Jackson a lot. Just because he's the king, one of the greatest entertainers ever, and his music is so timeless. You could play Michael Jackson today, it hits, it never gets old. Well, this is a personal one, but there's an artist named Citizen Cope. I'll probably put him tied up with Gary Clark Jr. as someone who's both influential. Gary Clark Jr. is a singer-songwriter, blues artist. He's blues rock kind of. He plays guitar. He's like modern-day Jimi Hendrix. And Citizen Cope, I like him a lot. His music is it blends together a lot of elements. It's like soul, has like hip hop in there, and but Citizen Cope, big fan of him just because his music and his songs resonated with me, got me through a lot of tough times in life. So like I have like a affinity to him. Yeah, Citizen Cope just has some songs that got me through some tough times. I think his voice is so soulful. I think you can hear. I like when in an artist and we all do this when we listen to music. Some people may be more aware of it or not, but the authenticity of someone. There's all you can really hear the story and the life that someone has gone through just by their voice, by hearing them sing, and that's why I like Citizen Cope a lot. So those are three. I mean, I can go all day, and I just picked three that came to mind. But yeah, I do feel like a piece of art be worked on forever. I think it's really the choice of the artist. I know for me personally, I kind of get to points where I've learned to just let go and let it be finished. I try not to obsess over things having to be perfect, because if you go down that rabbit hole, it can never be released. And I think that it's important to put stuff out, especially when it comes, to music. I think the same with visual art, but when you make songs, that you're going through in life, if you're going through something particular in your life at that point in time, you're gonna make something that's going to sound a certain kind of way. And the same thing with visual art. It's really the same. It's going to be a certain kind of art depending on what you're going through at that point in time. And if you don't call it finished and you never get to the point of letting go of it, and even if you don't release it, just saying it's done, then you can lose that period of time, that art, because you can't go back and pull from that vault again, because you can't recreate life. So I think things can be finished. I would define perfection as imperfection. I think perfection is a myth, and it's more so a thing about accepting flaws, accepting You know, like this world is made so imperfectly perfect, and that's what kind of the way I look at perfection. It's a contradiction, um, and it's kind of in the eye of the beholder. So I think perfection exists if you want it to. I want my art to inspire people. Um, I think that's an artist's role at the core. I think an artist's job is to inspire. I don't I don't know if I have I used to think at one point in time that I wanted my art to inspire some kind of change or revolution or whatever. But now I just kind of think I know how God kind of works through this, so I just kind of let God inspire me to create and just be open to shifting with whatever God has directed me to do, and trusting that. So I basically, and I wanted my art to bring people closer to God.
That's my next question. How big is spirituality or your faith? How much does faith impact your art?
Yeah, I think it's in every aspect of it, in some kind of way. I don't think an artist can really operate if there's no spiritual foundation, whether or not, so they believe in God, or, I mean, there has to be something bigger than yourself, I think, as an artist. Because ultimately, all we're doing is channeling. Like going back to that example I gave earlier about how, you're going into these vaults and these particular points in your life when you're making art at that day, at that time. Like whatever comes out at that day, whatever, this painting I made, that only can come out at that specific time. Like I made that decision to make that at that specific time based on a variety of factors that are way bigger and and are unknown to me. On the surface, I can look at it and say, "Oh, I did this. Yeah, I painted that." But at the end of the day, it's not me doing it. It's like, what was going on in the world at that time that made me want to talk about that specific subject matter. What people in my life, what conversations did I have with people that it made me think of that specific idea. What if something messed up and I just made an excuse for it? Like what if I was trying to paint something or make some kind of melody and it was off and it looped in a weird way, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, I'm just gonna let it go. So I think that God is through everything, and I think as an artist, like we kind of have to tap into that and stay in tune with that, because we're very sensitive to everything around us. You can't be around certain energy. If you're around negative energy, you're going to produce something, and it's going to alter your mind to think negatively, and you may make a darker piece of art, which is fine. But I think as an artist, you have to be aware.